Welcome back to another video. My name is Bo. I am a used car technician, and I recondition used cars so that we can sell them to the public. And by doing that, I run into a lot of the same problems over and over again, even on different makes and models. A lot of cars break and fail in the same way. It's kind of crazy. From a BMW to a Honda, they'll have like similar issues. So I kind of see things over and over again, and let me just kind of talk about some of the reasons why your AC might not blow as hard as it should. But reason number one is check to see if your AC blows harder as you increase the fan speed from your control head. When I say control head, I'm talking about your actual controls for your AC system. See if it increases, level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If it does increase in steps, you're good. Okay, you have an issue somewhere else that I'm talking about, like step 2 or step 3. But if it does not increase, say it gets at level 3, it stays at a certain speed, and 4 and 5 it feels the same, it's likely you could have a bad blower motor resistor. And that's a real common issue. They live up under the dash, kind of where your feet are, and a lot of dirt, debris, dust, and moisture it collects in there, and those resistors go bad a lot. It's pretty common. And it's like a giant relay. It takes the signal from the control head, it converts it into a voltage to your blower motor. So that's what actually controls the speed of the AC blower fan motor. I don't know, people call it different things. But if that's bad, you might not be getting the max speed that you can be. Another symptom when those go bad, sometimes you get stuck at a certain level. They'll get like stuck on level 3, stuck on level 2. You won't be able to reach 4 or 5, the higher fan speeds, or even vice versa. You could only have the high fan speed but not the lows. They kind of mess up in their own weird ways. But if that's good, if you notice that your speeds are increasing, that seems to be working okay, you could have a clogged cabin filter. A lot of people don't know that you actually have an AC cabin filter. It filters the air before it blows it all in your face, which sounds pretty good, right? But like 9 times out of 10, they're located behind the glove box. It's just like a square paper element. They're really cheap and easy to replace. Check that out, see if it's clogged up, because if people don't know they have it, most likely they're really far neglected and pretty nasty. I've seen some really bad ones come out, and it's kind of scary to think that air is blowing through that and then into your face. But if that looks okay, something else to be clogged up and restricting airflow from your AC system is a clogged evaporator. And this is more common on cars, on like older vehicles that have evaporators located under the hood, because those are like exposed to more harsh environments, I guess, more dirt, debris, moisture, stuff like that. But it does happen when on newer cars, when it's located inside. When your evaporator is up under the dash, it can still get clogged. It can still get crud and crap stuck in there and restrict the airflow. And if you're not sure what the evaporator is, it's just imagine like a miniature radiator. It's basically just a square tube and fin design that it's what the freon actually flows through, and it gets really cold, and then your blower motor will blow the air past the evaporator, get cold, then it gets filtered from the cabin filter and then gets blown to your face. So that's what's actually cooling the air coming at you. Yeah, if that gets clogged, that's going to restrict the airflow big time. And there are ways to flush it depending on how hard it is to get to. Sometimes you can just flush it with a hose, compress the air. It just really depends on how far up in the dash that evaporator is located. But let's see, that's 3. There's got to be more. Okay, another reason why your AC wouldn't blow hard. So your HVAC box, let me try and describe that, because some people might not know. The HVAC box contains the blower motor, the evaporator. It has Modor and temp door actuators. These motors to control doors, direct the hot and cold air. It'll control the direction of where the flow is traveling. It'll go from defrost to your feet to your face. But all these doors, right, when you control it, they move from the control head, they do what you tell it to do, but they have to seal good to direct the airflow all in one place. They're supposed to be like sealed off, usually with foam. You have some sort of sealant gasket type thing around the doors, but in older cars that'll deteriorate, and you'll notice sometimes, I don't know if you noticed, but sometimes foam comes out of the AC vents, and that's actually the sealant from the blend and temp door actuator doors coming loose. And once that's not sealing anymore, you're gonna have air leaking. Like if you have it set to come out your face, you might have some air leaking by the doors and coming out of by your feet and by the defrost, and not all the airflows is going to be directed at you the way you want it to be. So that's another way that your air could not be blowing as hard as it should be, because leaking air to places it shouldn't be going. Let's see. Okay, another reason, this might be the last one. This is kind of weird. This is more like on your European cars. Like I'm in a BMW right now. I've noticed this in BMWs and Mercedes Benzes, and I'm sure it's like this on other cars too. But whenever the voltage is low, a lot of these newer cars, they have like this, almost like an energy conserving mode where it'll limit the fan speed to a certain level. Like I had like a 2009 BMW 530. And I would not be able to go past level 3 on the AC speed. Turns out my battery was not as good as it should have been. Replaced the battery, and then it finally gave me all 5 fan speeds. So if your voltage is a little low, it would actually prevent you from using the highest level of your fan speed, and it even restricts you from turning the radio up too loud. It's kind of weird, but it's just like trying to conserve energy and make its battery last as long as possible, which is, it's pretty smart. But when people don't know that, they think their AC is screwed up, but in reality it's just, they probably just need a new battery. So yeah, I hope this video makes sense. I hope you learned something. If you have questions, comment below. Like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Later.